Hi, good morning on this International Yoga Day. I enjoy doing yogasanas since a very long time. I would say that right from 1977. On my return from the US after higher studies, I was weighing enormously big, like 95 or 96 kg, and I had a very light skin color because of the fairly long 4.5 years of stay in upstate New York in the Syracuse University in New York. Well, one thing I discovered as soon as I came back to Trivandrum was that I was overweight, and it is not going to do any good thing in the long run for me as a person. So, in the geology department at the Garyavatam campus, we meet, in the sense, some of the colleagues in the geology department as well as two others from the Department of Statistics in the first floor of the same block. In Kishore Nair sir's office, once a day, at an average, that's what I should see. And, chat away over a cup of coffee or tea, which of course we will take turns to buy. And one of the peons will buy the tea for us and serve it us in the office of Kishore Nair sir. So there was a great man. There were several great people. One is P.S. Janardhan Nair, late of course. He was a research officer in Department of Statistics. There was another great guy, late Rajashekaran. He was also a research officer in the statistics. These two were regular because they had a special friendly relationship with K.V. Krishna Nair sir. Whereas I, Narayan Nair, Rajendran sir, occasionally will meet in their room for a cup of tea. But of course, there was some other reason due to which Rajendran Nair sir stopped going into the office of Krishna Nair sir for a chat. But anyway, so this man, Rajshekaran, is a very outgoing person, he had a physique, very well worked out physique. And on conversation about how he maintains his appearance, etc., he told me that he is a avid practitioner of yoga, not Goa, yoga. But then Rajeshwaran told me that, hey Vikram, look, you won't be able to do a thing in yoga because you are already overweight. First of all, you have to reduce your weight. And like everybody else would agree, reducing the weight is something very next to impossible. So then I made a request to Rajeshwaran that he may take me over to his guru, whoever that was, who practiced him, introduced him to Hatha Yoga. Then he told it is Padmanabha Pillai sir in the Vadakada Junction or close to Vadakada Junction in the All India Radio Station Road. There is a building named Pankaj Bhavan, and sir lives in the second floor of the Pankaj Bhavan. And I may as well go and see him. Then I said, no, that is not the correct way. What you do is you take me yourself to that place to see Padmanabha Pillai sir just for once. Then I will I got introduced to Padmanabha Pillai sir one evening, and Padmanabha Pillai sir said, well, all right, you can start off from the next week. And when you come, what you do is you bring what Padmanabha sir called Benian underwear and 50 rupees. Anyway, Padmanabha sir, few words about Padmanabha sir. Padmanabha sir retired as a director of publications in the University of Kerala. Before that, he was principal Shamsud College. And later on, at some point in time, Padmanabha sir was appointed as the director of yoga culture in the government of Kerala, under the state government. The government had a very big plan to introduce yoga culture in all the schools, high schools in the state. But that was during the regime of what is called a Pattanthana Pillai regime. He was Pattanthana Pillai, late was chief minister. But the work was on, and several schools were selected, and yoga teachers were appointed part-time, of course, like any craft teacher or drill teacher or whatever. And there was a change of government. This happens in a democracy always. And R. Shankar became the chief minister. One of the things he did in the first month of his coming into office was he abolished the department of yoga culture. So Padmanabha sir was without any job. Of course, he is a retiree anyway from the University of Kerala, so he was well settled in Thiruvananthapuram. But he had been well known, rather in the very limited circle globally, as a yoga teacher based in southern Kerala, in the state of Kerala, in Thiruvananthapuram. And Sir probably those days was the only person in Thiruvananthapuram who used to make a legally dollar fee. He used to charge something like $15 per training for his coaching. And his students came from Europe, Canada, Britain, and the United States, of course. And of course, naturally, not only that, Padmanabha sir had a tenure of having, taught the MLAs of the 1957 EMS ministry, or when EMS Kamburi came in as a chief minister, Padmanabha sir went to MLA quarters and made every MLA who was willing to do yoga and yogasanas. So that is also a very important thing to keep in mind. Then, what about my training? My training was every other day I will go there, I will sit down with Padmanabha sir. Padmanabha sir is a very talkative person. I was like in the early mid-30s, whereas Padmanabha sir was plus 60s. So he had a lot of experience, a man with a huge track record. He was a sannyasi for a while. He was with the ashram in Thiruvananthapuram and in the Katakada area. And then, of course, this ashram had disciples, both men and women. And Padmanabha sir chose to get married with one of those women who were sannyasini there. And both of them came back to civil life. Padmanabha sir went into the Sanskrit college, and Sir's late wife went into the teaching profession, and she retired as a headmistress of the Continental School, I suppose. And of course, that woman had passed away earlier. Padmanabha sir went and got another woman and married to that woman, and he was living there in Navadakada during his retired life when I met him. And of course, he had 2 children. The children are intermarried only in the Sir, died at the age of 80s. So one of those students of Sir, Padmanabha sir, had written a book, what you call as a demo book. Like, for example, how to do each asana, what is the benefit of the asana, what are the kriyas, what is meditation, and what is pranayama, all those, these 4 pillars of Hatha Yoga that was covered in this. So of course I was also taught about all this, but I used to practice only yoga. So I would say it is a fantastic thing to be able to do the asanas. And if you can do it, well, it is well and good. If you cannot do it, Well, I don't know how to help you, but all these younger people probably should go to a yoga teacher and learn the basics of yoga, so that if there is a need in their mind later on in their life to go for yoga instead of a gym, then you can go back to what is called whatever you learn and relearn all the learned things. That is the beauty of yoga. What is the advantage of yoga? Well, of course, it keeps you at the high spirits right from morning till evening, absolutely no doubt about it. You will be at the top of the spirit, so to speak, always ready to work, ready to. Now, don't feel tired, basically. This is the whole point in yoga, as doing practicing yogasanas. And of course, I am doing it, I am enjoying the fruits of being able to do yoga. Thank you very much. I wish you a great day, and I wish all of you practice yoga and keep so that your life will be good and very rewarding.